Merry Christmas and welcome back. Before we begin, grab your stocking and get comfy because this'll be a doozy. In part 1, we talked about what makes a great Christmas movie and the tropes and genres that make great ones. Today, we're putting it all together. We're working on 2 Christmas prompt ideas and seeing where they actually land. One is a full-on Christmas fantasy where Santa's elves go on strike 2 weeks before Christmas, forcing Santa to recruit other mythical creatures in order to save the holiday. And the other is a Christmas crime story about 2 brothers set to own a glamorous mega mall, but the one who didn't get the inheritance decides to rob the joint from his brother in a night before Christmas heist. Don't forget to like and subscribe/follow so you don't miss any fantastic episodes like this one. Hope you enjoy. Let's go. What do you think are some other things? I think the execution is a huge part of it, obviously, with what makes them good. You know? That's why... What are those movies called? Like the kind of cheap looking Christmas movies?
Hallmark?
Hallmark, yeah. Hallmark Christmas movies all pretty much look the same. It's like they all have the same director and the same cast and crew, or the same crew anyway.
What's Hallmark?
They're
movie?
like these movies where it's like it cheapens Christmas almost. You know, it's like they try to put in the elements of Christmas time of like togetherness and joy and yada yada, but it just feels like it falls flat and superficial. That's why the dialogue is really important too, actually.
So would you say that it fails in its execution because it either feeds into that continued commercialization of Christmas or because it overblows the themes that it's trying to portray?
I think overblowing it can really blow it for those movies, honestly. What are you guys' thoughts on that? We've watched a few bad ones like Christmas with the Cranks.
Yeah.
That's bad for like a number of reasons.
It was trying to shove the themes of like
Conformity. Peer pressure.
Well, that, but also like togetherness and stuff like that.
Well, if you're conforming to people, to a group, then that technically evokes togetherness.
Right.
To be fair, and I would say to be fair, I think the main reason why with that movie is that it doesn't make I mean, you have to suspend your suspension. You have to have a suspension of belief when you're watching these movies, of course. But sometimes, like you talked about with the Hallmark, it takes it a little far. It goes
too far.
So, like with obviously the parents wanting to, not celebrate Christmas and wanting to go on a cruise, everyone was just like, okay.
Yeah,
big deal.
Yeah, like why do all the neighbors care so much? I mean, I'm sure there's the weird Frosty tradition, the tradition that they have with getting the Frosty the Snowman thing on everyone's roofs. But why does anyone care?
Okay, so something I just checked is whether or not Christmas with the Cranks is a Hallmark movie, and it is not. It is film from Columbia Pictures.
Yeah, I'm not saying like every.
So Hallmark is a movie studio, actually.
Yeah.
So
I thought they also make cards, don't they?
Yeah. Like
okay.
if you look at the titles of all of these Christmas movies, it seems like the word Christmas is in all of these. Actually, you want to just read these? Possibly just read them into the microphone just to give us an idea.
Is this like what a Friends episode? Is this like what a Friends episode does? Except instead of like the one with blankety blank, it's a Christmas blankety blank. It's got to be bad, huh?
Yeah, like Christmas in every one of these titles. The popular ones, this is Dream Christmas, Christmas Encore, Christmas Town, The Christmas Card, The Christmas Promise, Christmas in Evergreen, The Christmas Heart, The Christmas Ornament, Christmas Tree Lane.
I think she's almost done.
Christmas at Grand Valley, The Christmas Secret. Grown for Christmas, okay.
I'm going to get diabetes just from hearing these titles, I think.
Oh my lord, just keeps going and going and going and going.
How long has this studio been around?
What the
frick?
Oh, finally found one with some black people. And they're both like...
what's that one called?
Christmas Comes Twice. No idea what it's about. But every single one of these has some people who do not look very happy to be there on the cover. Every single one has people in it. Oh, Christmas Miracle. That one also has black people. I found 2 that have black people after scrolling.
Is that supposed to be like a win? Or
maybe it's a win because we're not in many of these.
I don't.
Because I don't like.
I think I'm kind of okay with that.
Like a good amount of people like watching kind of
Hallmark movies.
well, it's like corny Hallmark movies, but it's like there's a difference between being corny and something being cringy, in my opinion. Whenever I think of corniness, I'm like, oh, this is it's cute, it's fun, it's wholesome,
It's intentional.
It's intentional, like it's supposed to be corny and stuff like that. And then cringy is like these people are trying too hard. Please stop. You're hurting me.
Yeah, it's like actually that's a good point. So
There's a
corniness is intentional, but cringiness is like an adverse reaction from something that wasn't intended.
Yeah, it's like, you're trying to be serious about something and it just does not work because it doesn't feel genuine.
It doesn't feel sincere.
With corniness, I feel like that can be a bit more, authentic and sincere and sweet.
What are some examples?
Spider-Man, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies.
Yeah,
for
totally.
example, like, they're totally corny, but it is
yeah.
clearly entirely intentional, and that's why. And it's the sort of thing where you can watch it, and you're like, okay, that doesn't make any sense, and it's kind of dumb, but I don't care.
But it's like, how does this work?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Or
wait a
even
minute.
Elf
Like,
can be corny,
So-
it's intentionally corny.
Yeah,
Is corny in this case interchangeable with campy?
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's
Yeah.
interchangeable with campy.
Yeah.
Yep. It's where you I associate when it comes to campy stuff. It's like, let's see. Well, Top Gun is.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
The first Top Gun,
The first
absolutely.
Top Gun is the campiest of camps. Like it's holy crap. It's so hard to. It's hard to watch sometimes. Like with the some of those parts.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean.
Was that you take my breath away?
Take my breath away.
Yeah.
The reason why they put that in so often was because the test audiences liked it, so they figured, well, if the test audiences like it, then we can just put it in multiple times.
Yeah, but basically, what the core of what we're saying is that there's a difference. There's a line, with being corny and being, authentic and actually being intentionally wholesome and stuff like that, and putting in those elements, and then being cringy, where it's like you're trying too hard to say, oh, like with the neighbors, they're all doing the same thing. In the end, the cranks did conform, like. With Christmas time.
Yeah, like, what's the message with this movie?
You're not
thinking,
what's the message?
You're not thinking, yay, Christmas. You're thinking, what's the lesson? What's the takeaway?
Yeah.
What am I supposed to learn?
There has to be a lesson, in each thing. And it has to be, done well somehow,
It comes off less as togetherness and more of
assimilation.
Yes, forcible assimilation.
Yeah, definitely.
And then I guess some random guy is Santa for some reason.
What?
Yeah, he's got like the the reindeer with the sleigh. It's like, what's his car?
Wasn't it a car?
It was a VW Beetle.
Yeah. And then
I never understood. I never understood that.
Yeah, I was like, what does that have to do with anything?
yeah.
Also, the frosty decoration came to life.
It had evil.
was-
It had
that
evil
was so
red
weird.
eyes and was going to kill Tim Allen. I think.
Yeah.
What?
Good.
Huh?
Yeah. Indeed. I don't.
Wait,
because
I don't
it-
remember that. I thought it was just it was just perched on top of the roof, waving to everyone that caught sight of it in that classic jolly style that people
I hate
usually
that classic
associate
jolly
with him.
style.
I completely forgot about that. Let me just look that up.
Yeah, and then there's the, character writing as well. Like in Christmas with the Cranks, they're all just it's very service level. Like
Everyone's spiteful of each other.
everyone is so spiteful.
Everyone's spiteful of each other and nosy in others' business.
Yeah,
Like, why does everyone care so much?
Yeah,
and why
and-
does Tim Allen? Sorry, I keep interrupting.
He's you're getting fired. I was
Yeah. Why does Tim Allen keep broadcasting to literally everyone that will listen that him and his wife aren't celebrating Christmas? Why do you think anyone cares? Well, lucky for you, you happen to live in the one neighborhood where everyone cares. The one
Right.
neighborhood in America.
Yeah. And then you think about these other stories that we're talking about, like Home Alone and stuff like that, where the character writing is just so much better. Like it's not insanely deep or anything like that, but it's enough that actually makes us like them. We even like the Wet Bandits.
They
Like,
suck
there has
as
to
human
be
beings.
a likability factor. We don't like anyone in Christmas with the Cranks, And I think that putting these negative elements into a Christmas movie defeats the purpose.
Unless
of
it
the
gets
entire
resolved.
thing.
Unless it gets resolved,
Yeah.
like in Klaus.
Or
Exactly.
Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
It's
like
like
the-
character arc is the main thing, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they try to put a character arc in Christmas with the Cranks, but we didn't sense it along
What-
the way.
what
Like it wasn't
was-
really there. Like, at first, he didn't want to celebrate Christmas, and he really didn't want to be with the neighbors and stuff like that. And then, all of a sudden, he does want to because his daughter comes along, and she has this, like, European
I think
fiance.
Peruvian.
Didn't she leave like a month ago?
She left 2 weeks ago, and now she's engaged to be married, and they don't really question that.
And they're like, okay, never mind, Christmas is back on. I'm sorry, you were planning a cruise, and was telling everyone, telling everyone who would listen, like I said, that you weren't celebrating Christmas.
It was absolutely incoherent themes, and it was very shallow.
Yeah,
which goes into the fourth section. Actually, we're already in it. We've been in it for a little bit of what makes one bad. So,
what even was the arc he was supposed to have? He wasn't. He was unhappy that his daughter was leaving. He wasn't going to celebrate Christmas, and now he's going to celebrate Christmas again because, again, assimilation.
Yeah, and he's going to go to the cruise, and then he was going to go on a cruise, and then he had to do the Christmas thing again.
But what about
record time before his daughter got back?
Which is why all the neighbors banded together and invaded their house and stuff. But anyway,
and then there's a subplot about a robber. And I don't even know.
I barely remember that one. But what about like Santa Claus? Like we tend to have mixed feelings about that, but we know it's a bad movie, right?
Well,
I mean, a bad movie.
I think it's hard to say because on the one hand, I guess it's supposed to be like a classic, but on the other hand, my mind literally can't stop thinking about just how crazy this whole thing is. Like the contractual agreement that comes from you. So. I brought up before that the way Santa works in this movie is more or less
similar. So wrong.
Yeah, it's more or less works like how in Attack on Titan, how you pass on each Titan, and it works more or less like that. Except it's contractually. Except it's what's the word for it used again? Is it contractually liable or?
I don't know. Like Santa doesn't want to die.
Yeah, exactly. But
he fell off a roof.
Yeah. With Tim Allen, it's Tim Allen again for some reason.
So, what would you call
it's always Tim Allen.
What would you call it?
Wait.
Contractual
and
obligation. Say again.
Contractual obligation.
Yeah, and also makes me wonder. So the agreement goes, you have to put on Santa's clothes after.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, after he dissolves the Wicked Witch of the East, Wizard of Oz. Why would you do that? Is it the sort of thing where
Mac, in the West?
No, it's the East. The East was the one who got smushed under the house. The West was the one who was like, "I'll get you, my pretty."
But she melted.
No, in the beginning of Wizard of Oz, when Dorothy's house slammed in the middle of Oz, and you could see
dissolve. The shoe.
Yeah, and then when Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo or whatever it was that Gilda said,
and she kind of
and then the shoes disappear, and then she was just left with barefoot, which is shriveled away and hid under the house.
Actually, weren't they more like stockings?
Whatever.
The stockings, they kind of shriveled up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh, brother. Ugh.
It's been like 10 years since I've watched The Wizard of Oz. So.
Yeah, we'll have to see if we're correct with remembering it.
Yeah. But anyway, so what do the desiccated fumes from the dissolved Santa body infect your brain so that you can put the costume on and then go forth with the Yuletide duties?
That's another thing.
Yeah, so
he was a terrible person before, wasn't he? Wasn't he a bad person? And there was this
I guess it was part of the character arc or something.
I don't know.
But furthermore, it's also hard for me to get over how over the course of the next year your body morphs against your will into a holly jolly
bowl of jelly.
Holly jolly bowl of jelly, which I mean it's kind of yeah. So no matter how much you shave, and no matter how much you work out, you ain't getting rid of the beard, and you ain't getting rid of the
gut.
The gut, yeah.
Nope.
Of the Santa tummy. Yeah.
And the thing that makes you get it though is you eat so much. I did like that montage of when he was turning into Santa,
and he has to eat 800,000 calories a day.
Yeah. All he has to do is raid a crumble cookie store, and he'll get all that and more.
That is a horrifying thought.
Yeah.
So it's first of all, I do have to wonder, so this is you specifically have to put on the coat, right?
I guess. Well, the coat and the hat?
Why would you put, that was on a dead man's head.
The fumes, like I said, they get into your brain and then they tell you, and then they
tell you what to do.
They tell you what to do, yeah. It's magic.
Okay, so I just Googled this. So the Santa role was passed by a literal Santa Claus contract. When the current Santa dies or falls off a roof, as in the film, the person who puts on his suit becomes the new Santa, waiving their old identity in perpetuity until they can't do it anymore.
What
Does that mean? I'm sorry. Dies or falls off a roof. Are those like interchangeable? So does that mean that the guy who fell off the roof is still alive and maybe just got teleported back to his normal place? It's like, oh my gosh, the curse! It's over.
It's lifted.
But also, I saw something I was wondering. So, like, if the person falls off a roof or something like that, or if they get straight up killed as Santa, does that mean they actually die, or they just go back to whatever their life was before?
I guess maybe
like Scott Pilgrim.
They died as Santa. Like maybe they didn't just die; they died as Santa. Well, so, like, Matt could be right with how they could have just gone back to their regular life. You know, maybe like. I don't know, isekai back into their regular life somewhere else or something.
Or you get Attack. Or again, I'm assuming it could still work on Attack on Titan logic, where when the person dies, then the powers don't necessarily disappear. They just get reincarnated to either to somewhere else or like whoever's closest. And I feel like
that is a horrifying thought.
Yeah, I know, right? I feel like Roger Ebert. I have something to say on that in that regard.
Yeah, so it sounds like the bad Christmas movies that we've watched just give us a headache because we overthink it. You're not really supposed to overthink a Christmas movie this much.
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't call the Santa Claus a bad movie, honestly.
Yeah.
It's so much fun to talk about.
It is.
Yeah,
honestly.
It's just honestly the thought about how the Santa Claus is passed down is just a little disturbing to think about.
I mean, like, what
if somebody looks at what if it's like a stone cold what if it's like some sort of
a hitman
or something like that, sees Santa on someone's roof, pulls out a gun and shoots him, and then like as a trophy he puts on the coat. Does that mean he's like Santa now or something like that?
Or meth head Santa.
Or the meth head Santa.
Like maybe there was a meth head Santa that year.
Yeah. Or what if some lady kills Santa?
Yeah, you brought that up.
What happens?
I brought that up earlier.
Yeah,
you brought that up.
Yeah, and I've been thinking about it. Or even like, what if a crazy kid kills Santa? Like throws rocks at Santa and he falls off a roof.
Oh my gosh.
What will happen?
He gets cold that year.
Or what happens if like he slips of his own accord, falls off and dies, and then some bear walks by, finds the coat, just takes the coat,
it on.
finds the coat and drags it into his lair, and then if it's like lying down with the coat, does that mean it becomes Santa?
It would
make
make more sense if a raccoon puts on something like that because they're smart.
Okay, fair enough.
Not that bears aren't smart. Raccoons are just smarter.
So does that mean like
it turns into hands?
Does that mean it like turns into like a raccoon human Santa thing?
I don't like the thought of that at all. I don't like that.
Oh, I forgot. I'm looking at Roger Ebert's review on the Santa Claus, and the guy and the previous Santa wasn't. He didn't. What I initially thought happened was that Tim Allen threw a snowball at the guy, and then he tumbled off the roof. It turns out he shouted at Tim Allen shouted at the guy. He lost his balance, which. I mean, that speaks more to him because if you're Santa, I have a feeling that you have to have pretty good balance at the very, at the very least, because you're going to be going on roofs and like around the world and that sort of thing, and no two roofs are the same. So I figure you have to, anyway. He loses balance, falls off the roof, and dies.
Oh, maybe an old man killed Santa beforehand, though. Maybe he's just an old man and he didn't have the balance needed.
How can you even tell if he's an old man? Because he's always supposed to have the beard, no matter how old you are.
The way he was hunched over on the roof just made me think he was.
He had a bag of gifts on his back.
Oh, I forgot he had the sack.
Oh, okay, that might have something to do with it. That might have something to do with it as well.
Yeah, that could be why he lost his balance. But then again, what a horrible way to die.
So
wouldn't the Santa essence also, by extension, give whoever that Santa is at the time a good enough balance to be able to climb all over roofs?
Do you mean so you get morphed into a Santa-shaped version of yourself? But you lack the necessary skills to be Santa. You have to learn that. Yeah, you have to learn that.
That's the Santa training arc.
Man, why can't you just become the Santa from Rise of the Guardians? I mean, that guy's so cool, and he's with the shreds.
Yeah, that's like the best.
And the tattoos.
That's like
where do you have
the naughty and nice.
Yeah,
he's so cool.
That is like the best possible outcome that can happen. That can happen in that scenario.
Yeah, and if that is what Santa Claus looks like, what the heck does Mrs. Claus look like? I gotta know.
You raise a very good point. And further research will be conducted after this podcast.
It's like, holy crap, she's got to be like a bombshell or something like that. I really want to see.
Anyway, so I was also going to say, when I was looking for stuff about the Santa Claus, the funny part is that I found stuff like saying that the main character, I think his name's Scott Calvin or something like that.
Yeah, Scott.
The main character, that him becoming Santa Claus wasn't an accident, that it was planned or something like that.
What?
And the first thing that popped in my head was like, so are you telling me that this guy is like some sort of founding Santa logic? He's like, and he's like
the coordinates.
He's like influencing everything around the plot. They're like, well, where did it all start? Was it back then? No, it doesn't matter what happened. It matters because I willed it.
It's like when it's like in, like you said, in an anime where there's one person who ends up getting a specific superpower, and that superpower happens to be the key to everything. Like Attack on Titan does it, or Chainsaw Man does it, and the Santa Claus does it.
Wow.
Oh, and also it should be noted that apparently, for what I remember, the elves are basically like, again, SEAL Team 6, except a bit more literal.
Yeah, I like the elves.
The elves are
Yeah, the elves were cool.
Yeah.
Like I remember they had like jetpacks or something like that, which is pretty sweet. But
were they all kids? Like,
I think they were
child labor.
Yeah, exactly. But they can kill people, so they're okay with it, and they get paid for it.
Oh well.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
they're very. They're very chill. And unfortunately, they didn't really seem to care about the last guy. He's like, "Oh, hey, new Santa. All right, look, here's the deal. Here's what we're gonna do."
They don't connect. Do they ever connect? Like, are they all psychopaths?
Well, I mean, they're not human, so they don't necessarily fall under our jurisdiction. I mean, I don't remember the main. I don't want to say overseer, but manager who just looked like he was a super burned out looking guy.
Yeah, he's pretty funny. Actually, yeah. Like I'm gonna show you guys another movie where he shows up. He's hilarious. Quitzy, you'd really like him. His humor is so dry and he's such a jerk. I just have a feeling you would like him.
Wait, what movie is this?
It was the one with Michael J. Fox that I was watching a couple weeks ago, I believe. I forget what it's called, but it came out may have been the 80s or 90s.
Okay, let me see what this.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I like that one. But anyway,
what were you saying, May?
We were talking about Santa Claus.
How does the second one go? I remember the trailer because
something about robots. Something about a terrifying-looking Santa robot that becomes a Joseph Stalin of the North Pole.
Yeah, and then the third one was looking for Mrs. Claus.
I thought that was the second
one.
one.
That was part of the second one.
Remember the trailer? I gotta get married.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then the third one was where Jack Frost did exactly what we were talking about, and I remember I think he went back in time or something like that. Killed the Scott Calvin Santa Claus and took his place.
Wait a second, though.
What?
Time travel.
I think he was the one who threw a snowball at him too.
What happens to
time travel?
What happens to the previous Mrs. Claus?
I have no idea. That's all I remember.
Is she just thrown out into the cold?
Is it work like Egyptians? Is it like with Egyptian pharaohs?
The first thing I thought of was maybe they could have thrown her out into the cold, like what happened in the story Esther.
Yeah.
Like in the VeggieTales version.
Well, in the case of Vashti, she refused to make the king a sandwich.
Yeah.
But in this case, there's no reason to keep the previous Mrs. Claus around since the latest Santa is, dead.
He is past tense.
Wait.
That's dark.
Maybe who knows? Maybe the Elf Squad. Maybe Elf Squad 19.
They haul her out of there.
Or they just do away with her. You're
not suggesting that they kill her.
It seems pretty likely.
They spike her eggnog.
Beth. Now that I think about it, it will be extremely easy to usurp the Santa throne. And I think with the Santa throne, now I think about it, all you gotta do is you gotta get the elves on your side, and then you can take out the previous Santa, put on the coat, and it's a very, very easy coup.
No one's gonna question it.
Yeah, no one's gonna question it.
Especially since your body's gonna get morphed into a Santa version of yourself anyway, so you would just be you
know what?
You just gotta do it in a way where nobody can trace it back to you.
So it's like Santa Claus turns into the Santa Claus Game of Thrones edition.
Yeah, exactly.
I am so glad you guys are talking about this because this goes into our fifth section called how would we go about creating a Christmas story? Miss Dell, you look like you have something to say.
I was just going to say that your premise, what you're talking about, reminds me of that Dan planned video involving Santa, where the guy managed to get the elves on his side and overthrow Santa.
yeah, exactly.
And then I told the elves to
link
build
that.
him a prison that's strong enough to hold Santa.
We gotta link that down below. You know that, right?
Yeah.
That was such a good episode.
Yeah, so you see what I mean, except, minus the holding
We're
a
back.
prisoner thing, because you'd have to take his place, you know what I mean?
So, we're in section 5 now. Called How Would We Go About Creating One? One being a Christmas story. You look like you have something you want to say.
Was the movie you were talking about called Life with Mikey?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a good one. I like it so far. When was it released?
93.
1993.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Back to the Future.
I see. Okay.
Oh.
That was good.
Yeah.
Okay. Great Scott. Okay.
Well, this is heavy.
So, I found an article about the Christmas story prompts that I thought would really work for us, because we can't just conjure up an idea.
You can't just pull. You can't just pull
it
one
out
out.
of-
You can't just pull one out of our esophagus like we're Love, Death, and Robot Santa.
Exactly. Thank you. So we have some that we like here, and it was this one that I found called Christmas Writing Prompts for Adults on this thing called Fictionary, and it's a really, really, really good list. And which ones are we thinking we like the most? And
Crime.
Okay, yeah. Guys, do you agree?
Yeah, the crime is the most
Crime
interesting
section.
one.
I mean,
I
the
agree.
fantasy one kind of appeals to me.
Okay, so I'm going to read prompts from the fantasy section first, since that's first up, and then crime, okay?
Go for it.
And then we could just decide which one. We don't even have to just make one. We can make two. So like we do one from the fantasy section, one from the crime section.
Yeah, and this is just for fun.
This is literally just for fun. And just, going on about how we would do it. What, the elements that we would put in based off of everything that we've talked about today and what we like in Christmas movies. Okay?
Mhm.
So, the fantasy Christmas writing prompts. Santa's elves go on strike, forcing him to recruit mythical creatures to save Christmas.
That one's my favorite.
A child's Christmas wish. Do you want me to read the rest, or you just...
You can go ahead and read the rest.
Okay. A child's Christmas wish accidentally summons an ancient winter deity, plunging the town into eternal winter.
So does that sound like a mix of Lullabies and the Great Duke of Hell and Frozen?
Yeah. The Krampus and Mrs. Claus team up to teach naughty adults a lesson about the true spirit of Christmas. Now I know what Krampus is, and
That sounds horrifying.
that's horrifying, yeah. Yeah, Mrs. Claus is scary. So,
Or a bombshell, we don't know.
or a bombshell.
Or maybe both.
Heck, I want to draw her now.
both,
And she's not even wearing one of those little red dresses either.
No,
that's
like,
yeah.
That's not how it works. This
That's-
is the
she's
North
the queen-
Pole.
she's
It's
the
way
queen
too
of-
cold for
She's the
that.
queen of
No.
the North. She
Yeah.
must have class,
Right.
dignity.
She dresses like a queen, not the other woman. Okay. A family discovers their heirloom Christmas tree ornament grants wishes with unexpected magical consequences. An elf learns they're half human and embarks on a journey of self-discovery
It's kind
in the
of
modern world. Which
kinda-
has
yeah.
been done.
That's-
except
it's kind of elf.
is like
It's all-
fully-
minus the half human thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that premise.
I
but
love
it's been
that.
done.
Yeah. I'll just read the rest. The North Pole faces a magical energy crisis threatening to cancel Christmas.
Christmas is canceled.
A time traveler, I kind of like this one, accidentally prevents the first Christmas and must race to restore the holiday. That's kind of...
That's
absurd.
Just put a note on that. So this is like Doctor
But
Who
it's
or
like-
something.
Yeah, it's kind of a Doctor Who thing. And a shape-shifting dragon gets stuck in the form of a Christmas tree and is brought into a family's home.
What the?
What
how-
the
well,
heck?
What? How?
What?
Stuck in Christmas tree form.
This is the
Yeah.
FMA story.
Which one?
A dragon shapeshifts into a Christmas tree
Oh,
and he's kind of stuck there for a
yeah.
bit.
The Christmas episode for the FMA story.
How,
Oh,
how does it even make sense in context?
Don't think about it.
Figure it.
Don't worry about it.
Full Metal
Well-
Alchemist fan fiction. We'll tell you all about it when it's all done.
yeah, we're writing one right now, and it's going pretty well. We're gonna during this Christmas break that we're almost on. It's like next week. We're going to be working on it a lot more. So just look out for that in the future when we eventually talk about it after some of it is released. Yada yada. So on and so forth. Now to the part you guys were all looking forward to, including myself: the crime Christmas story prompts. A detective must solve a murder at a high society Christmas gala. A master thief plans the ultimate Christmas Eve heist
That's my
at a
favorite.
mega mall. An undercover elf investigates corruption at the North Pole.
Oh, that's good.
I like
A
that
cold
one.
case is reopened when new evidence is found in a Christmas pudding.
You know, that first one and that last one sound like they could be a part of the same story, and they sound like it could be like the Knives Out Christmas special or something. Yeah.
Yeah. What else? A serial killer targets people dressed as Santa Claus.
They call him the Kris Kringle Killer.
A valuable antique ornament is stolen from a museum's Christmas display. A family gathering turns deadly when the Christmas turkey is poisoned. A ransom note is found in a child's letter to Santa, which I kind of like, honestly. A ransom note? Like, that's crazy.
Okay, that's pretty good.
An identity theft ring exploits online Christmas shoppers, and a string of arsons targets homes with elaborate Christmas light displays, which is so petty. Okay, but the ones we like the most are the top two. Especially the Mega Mall one. Which ones do you guys like the most?
Well, let's see. The one in the fantasy section.
The one that we all agreed we pretty much like with the time traveler thing.
Yeah,
And also the other one with the Christmas elves going on strike, right?
yeah, that one. That's interesting.
Yeah. I think that'd be the one from the fantasy section that we would do, honestly. I like that one the most. And the crime section, do you guys like the Mega Mall one the most?
Yeah,
Or the Christmas Gala?
I like the Christmas Gala because it has the opportunity to be like one of those sort of parodies of detective stories where it doesn't just take itself too seriously, but still has the ability to be sort of like, oh, I never would have guessed that. That great feeling that you get.
What, like Naked Gun?
Yeah, well, kind of like Naked Gun, but in the sense that is more of a thing for like action movie. Well, not action movies. I gotta watch those movies. It's so funny.
Okay.
Can I see it?
Yeah, I was gonna say motion to pass or to do the Santa elf going on strike story. Say aye.
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 What do you mean? Aye.
Yeah, I was just like, yeah, could be fun. It's like I already have a preference with like the crime stories, but yeah, that could be fun.
Yeah, I mean, like we'll do one from the fancy section since Quincy wants to do it, and then we'll do one from the crime since the majority of us want to do that. So.
See, the question is though, how will we make a story? How will we make a story? Wait, would this be like a short short story or something like that? Because it sounds like something that would be like for a Pixar shorts.
We could sure, why not? With that part, and we could also do something like with the crime thing. That's gonna have to be a movie.
I just want to.
Since it's about Christmas movies. You know what I'm saying? Fa la la.
Christmas movies.
I just want to quickly say, even though we're going with this, it's that with back in the sci-fi section, the suggestion of a computer calculating the formula for holiday cheer has its merit. And if we combine that with the sentient Santa AI idea, and we could have something intriguing if we decide to go with that. Potentially something like I have no bell and I must jingle. Or something like that.
Run that back a little bit.
I have no
bell. You don't have to reread it or anything like that. But I mean, it sounds pretty good to me. But it also sounds like
I was in the snow looking at the feast. You had cheer and I.
Timmy, Timmy or something.
Yeah,
Timmy.
I'll figure it out. I'll work it out.
Yeah, we'll work that out as well. Like that's that could end up being darker than we imagined.
You gave me the feast, Timmy. The power to carol,
Timmy.
Okay.
Never for me to drink hot cocoa on a cold winter day. Never for me to put up ornaments up on the Christmas tree after Thanksgiving. Never for me to open presents. I was in hell looking at it.
Wow, that was really good, actually.
That totally worked.
That totally worked. We gotta do that now.
I was going to say, wasn't that something like that made in like Ant Farm with the Grundy bot?
Yeah.
He was actively trying to prevent Christmas because of the
security hazard.
Arctic ice demon known as Santa Claus.
We gotta keep this going though.
Okay,
so let's just stay limited to like 1 to 2 of those prompts, okay?
All right.
Okay.
Since we're trying to make this podcast around 2 hours, so that we can have 1 hour for each part.
And we have 11 minutes left.
And we have 11 minutes left.
We've got 11 minutes left.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we can go past a little bit, but still.
Okay, so first off, the elves are going on strike, and while Santa is trying to deal with how to do negotiations, he has to hire new creatures, right?
Yeah.
I keep imagining it being like that one montage in Everybody Hates Chris. You remember when Rochelle was trying to find a candidate for a candidate for someone to go out with her mom, and I think it's because I keep thinking of with kill moves. You remember, why are you here? Is this for the whole thing?
No, your window was open.
No, your window was open.
Can you hold this gun?
That was literally the first thing that came to mind when you read that premise. Is the whole, tryouts.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But like, what's the main point? What do you think that this would be about? Like, why did the elves go on strike exactly? What is Santa doing wrong?
Maybe focusing on the business rather than the cheer.
Not paying minimum wage. No, I'm just kidding. That's probably the best one.
Not paying minimum wage.
That's boring.
No, I mean that's like that.
That's like real world.
That's like $2.
Okay.
Is that even less than
Cheapskate.
minimum wage, or?
I think minimum wage is $20 actually.
Yeah, and he's Santa, so
You should have infinite money. Yeah,
Yeah, literally.
Because magic.
actually, how will they pay? Yes, money.
If we're keeping in mind the North Pole being a much more industrial place,
Yeah.
then this could end up being sort of maybe during the early days when it was becoming more industrialized. So, clearly there's some things that need to be straightened out in order for it to actually work out for the elves and everything.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
that would make sense. So if it is in the beginning of the industry in general, but like that would be hundreds of years ago in that case.
I mean, yeah.
So before the rise of industrialization and therefore creating more and more jobs for the workers at the North Pole, the elves in this case, the process of making presents and making sure that everything is ready for Santa's journey around the world would be a lot more labor intensive by the sounds of it.
Mm-hmm. And I can imagine even Santa being kind of stressed out over it.
Overwhelmed.
Yeah,
I can imagine him being that way, honestly. Do you think there should be, maybe we could make this into a little bit of an Animal Farm thing? Where,
no.
Like, yeah, the elves would go on strike, but maybe there'd be like a leader elf that would be kind of making them develop this more group mentality that would make them go on strike, even though some of them would be trying to support or empathize with Santa and how he's trying to lead these thousands of elves to make these toys for these kids. But,
And we already know, I'm guessing that it would all be able to work out and they'll be able to come to an agreement
they
come to an agreement in the end, so things work out. So obviously it sounds like the main thing for the fun and games within the adapt section will be Santa both trying to deal with these elves not doing their jobs and trying to work out the strike, while also trying to find suitable candidates to actively make the job work. Mm-hmm. Granted, I don't know who those candidates would be, but we'll figure it out.
From other folks from the mystical being community.
Yeah, and then he probably have like the whole aha moment when he realizes that they need to figure things out for the sake of Christmas.
Yeah, I can imagine that. But maybe this could be the time before he has Mrs. Claus as well. So he's like doing this by himself.
And he's yeah.
Let me just write that down.
Yeah, that sucks.
No. Does Claus have an E, a silent E?
No.
That
That's
that
Santa
movie.
Claus.
Another thing about
Oh,
the Santa
right.
Claus, it tripped me up for years. Because whenever I don't know what circumstances I would type it, or I would write or type the Santa Claus in, but I always kept messing up and adding in an E by mistake.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
So then when Mrs. Claus comes in, she'd be like his business partner then.
Yeah, I can imagine that she would be. Whenever I think of Miss Claus, I think of kind of Mama, just
Yeah,
being a really good leader, and the Santa is just kind of carrying out the things that she's saying. She's not suggesting; she's like saying, "This is what you got to do to make everything run smoothly,"
Because Santa would have a thing of trying to do too much. And,
and do too much, maybe too early.
Yeah. Whereas she's helping him allocate his resources.
Exactly. So we have to think about like what exactly is this story going to be about. It sounds like more business driven than I thought it would be. you know?
Yeah, whoever he ends up trying to choose in the end, who seems like the best candidate, will just have to be completely heartless and focused on just getting the job done.
Yeah.
And then they could probably be like, some sort of big conflict that would be the elves will probably help him resolve or something like that to show that, you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. So we'll have to think about then, like in this case, with the elves. So do you think we'd be going with the thing of how like they'd be kind of led by this one elf that just has lost all faith in Santa? Maybe this elf would have been especially close to Santa, like they would have been friends or something.
Maybe
like
this
that.
elf could be, maybe like when he first got the elves on the payroll, this could have been the elf the lead elf that he worked out the deal with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they actually became friends. And then, of course, a few centuries went by, and now it's the work intensive and all that.
Yeah, and maybe Santa wouldn't be really acknowledging the help that the elf is given, and he's grown resentful.
Yeah. Okay, and also hear me out on this. So maybe whoever he tries to hire to replace the elves, obviously this will be going well. But then when he has the aha moment, and he's like, "Okay, I figured things out on what to do with the elves. So so I don't need you guys' help anymore. I really appreciate it. So but you guys don't have to work with me anymore." And then the elves, and then the replacements will be like, "Actually, I feel like we'll do a much better job than the elves, and also a much better job than you. So." all right, everyone. I need a person strong enough to hold a Santa Claus.
Yeah, put that.
So that's when you put the coup thing that you
that's
brought up.
yeah. I just came up with that.
Yeah, I really like the. I can't snap.
Yeah,
snap. There we go.
And so then the elves actually have to, help Santa, and then they have to, basically retake the North Pole.
Yeah, and save Christmas.
And save Christmas.
Retake the North Pole.
Keep in mind, this all has to happen in
Take the hill.
Keep in mind, this all has to happen in under 22 minutes.
Right.
And also, he has to make sure that this coup happens at Christmas Eve or something. It has to be like right before he has to go out. Yeah, he has to send out. So I guess that could be like the end goal, or actually, if it's the whole thing about the elves, then it would have to be a bit more of a time clock in terms of like churning out the toys, or it would have to be something else.
In that case, like with the elves, when they do go on strike, most likely the leader would have orchestrated a time when things would be a little dire for Santa, or maybe he hadn't thought of it. Maybe he was just leading with his emotions in this case.
Yeah,
but I'm thinking maybe like a week or two before Christmas.
Okay, so hear me out. In order to be able to make things work for Christmas, because his time is almost up, and they need to get things done stat. Not only does Santa have to go off on his sleigh after they beat the bad guys, Santa has to go off on his sleigh, but then the elves have to take up some more reindeer to go across the world and basically help deliver the presents.
Oh, that'd be really cool, actually.
Hey, wait a minute.
We could do some prep and landing stuff.
If this is at a time before the North Pole industrializes, when would this be?
I mean, we should just assume it's always been like sort of industrialized, because magic.
Yeah, let's say magic.
Yeah.
So Magitech.
Yeah, Magitech.
Yes, the issue is the allocation of resources and the rules that it ends up going with. Since some of it might end up being a somewhat new concept that a lot of the beings there are still trying to adapt and smoothen out. Mm-hmm. And also, as far as Santa's characterization goes, I think one thing that's important to show is that he is basically very much overwhelmed by the stuff he's doing, and not like a tyrant or something like that.
Just overwhelmed. He's stressed out, and he might be overlooking some of the help that these other people have given.
And basically he's trying to do the best he can.
And his main goal, of course, is trying to bring Christmas cheer to all the people, all the kids, and all the people of the world. And of course, it's like a very, very overall positive goal, and everybody already knows he wants to do that. But the stress of doing that and these new things causes this stuff to not work.
It made him forget to give Christmas cheer and just cheer and joy in general to the people who were helping him give the cheer to these children of the world.
Exactly.
So he's kind of like his priorities are a little askew, you know?
So it's like the Santa Christmas equivalent of a director who's usually good at what they do, phoning it in with a product because they're so stressed out about what's happening that they kind of end up forgetting what they're actually doing it for.
Exactly.
And in the process, giving the people who the production a hard time.
And like they don't deserve it. They're all trying to make the same, they're all trying to do the same thing and make the same thing and make it work. But, if no one's getting along, it's not going to work out. And they're all going to look at the leader like it's his fault, And maybe it is his fault. But maybe they could have, everyone could have communicated better in this case.
Okay. So in terms of when this would take place, what were we thinking?
Early,
mid 20th century?
It's since it's North Pole on Christmas, I don't know if you have to be exactly clear on that in that sort of regard, unless you're going to show what's going on in the rest of the world, in which case it's going to be like, oh crap, it's like the 30s or something along
because it would also
like
be very
the 1730s.
Because depending on the time period, especially in America, it will be very difficult to rationalize some certain events that happen.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Christmas was actually banned in the original American colonies for a while because it was too British.
What? That is hilarious.
Well, there's still some of them will get presents. The children will get presents still.
Yeah. And so Santa is like, okay, so here is the fact with that. Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. Okay, so we're doing pretty good, actually.
So you're saying that Christmas invaded America?
Yes.
Christmas, yeah.
And nobody questioned it in the end.
Nope. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone likes the
It was one of those invasions where everyone was like, nope, I'm good with that. I'm totally
okay.
fine.
It's like that thing Napoleon did one time.
Oh yeah. Long live the emperor.
Yeah.
Nice. And like we said, this be before Mrs. Claus. Okay, that's funny. What else could we add to it? What are we thinking the magical creature should be?
I have no idea. Whoever it is, it would have to be someone who's like strict business driven, and getting the job done.
Yeah, but more devious than we thought.
And it's proven in folklore to have the sort of reputation that they have. Of being efficient and devious.
Yeah. By the way, we didn't really talk about the reindeer in Prep and Landing, but they are so cool.
Yeah, we talked about it. We talked about it a little bit.
Did we talk about them?
Yeah.
How are we gonna make it through all the snow?
Laughing all the way, my friend. Laughing all the way. Also Thrasher.
They're like fighter pilots.
Yeah, they're so cool. They're so cool. Okay, I'm sorry. Go back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're talking about what the magical creatures will be exactly. I'm thinking that they have to be, they probably won't be elves. Dwarves, I'm not sure.
I was debating dwarves too, but I don't think dwarves are devious enough. They're kind of they're hammers.
Depends on the culture. They're kind of an open book.
It depends on again, whatever is the sort of folklore thing that you're looking at, or what country is the incarnation from whatever they are from what country. And given the fact that this is the North Pole, I'm overthinking this, but I guess you could look at Norway or or whatever other, or Norway or why can't I remember? What are the some of the in terms of the tryouts anyway? What are the tribes that are around the North Pole? So is that Inuits or
other than elves and maybe I'm mostly just getting monsters here. Well, so it's like Fafnir the dragon or trolls or.
So try looking to Germanic folklore as well.
I was gonna say that because the thing with elves elves can mean different things in different folklore. Where what they mean in Christmas, well, it's pretty obvious. We've already gone over this. Whereas in Germanic folklore, you end up getting the story. Elf King.
Oh yeah, no.
So if you're talking about a kind of creature that is more devious and deceitful and possibly more efficient in getting what it wants, then being a lot more capable in fitting in with another kind of elf because they have some overlap being of the same species, but clearly a different kind with different morals and things like that. You may want to go with the more Germanic elves.
So would these be the Germanic elves, or they're from the South or something like that?
The South Pole.
Should they be South Pole elves or something like that? What do you think?
You have to wonder what exactly is going on in the South Pole first
or from the East. I don't know.
Yeah, I think where would Germany be? So I mean, it would still be able to be like a quick trip, right?
Well, that depends.
I mean, given the fact these are mystical beings, they could probably like the Flu Network or something that they might have.
Yeah. Well, I got Krampus here, so that's a no.
We are not.
Yeah, that question's been actually brewing. So, with the existence of these mythical creatures and the Does that mean that there'd be some sort of mythological other world in parallel to the real world?
Like Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, or just
Wait.
like Harry Potter or something.
Wait, now that I think about it, how in Nightmare Before Christmas, so there's like the Netherworld.
Netherworld?
Did I say Netherworld? Never mind. Where the mystical beings live in each of the separate worlds. How do they go to the human world? Is there a tree where the human world is, or if you just fly far enough, you can make it to the human world? I mean, granted, Jack gets back to Halloween Land literally by opening up a coffin and walking down the stairs.
Was there anyone in there?
No.
I assume
maybe
that
it
just works
works
for
it's
the
a
inhabitants of
gravestone.
Halloween Town.
Yeah, maybe it works like Newt Scamander's briefcase or something like that. Or like that one Phineas and Ferb entrance where Perry walked up to a doghouse where a dog was sleeping, opened it up, and somehow there's a tunnel in the door where the doghouse was, but despite that, the hole where the dog was lying was intact, and it's kind of hard to describe.
That doesn't even make sense.
Then they close the door, and then right before it cut back to Perry going into his base, the dog was like, "Wait, what just happened?" I woke up. So maybe it works like in that sort of logic. But I mean, granted, with this sort of thing, it's a freaking mystical Christmas story with Santa, so you can kind of suspend disbelief in that regard. But it'd just be cool to be like folklorically accurate. That's probably not a word.
I do really
folklorically.
I do really like the idea of the Germanic elves. I don't know
I like
where
that too.
they would be from exactly. Like they maybe from Germany because it gets really, really, really cold there during the winter as well.
Mm-hmm. And I just
But-
keep thinking of that
And they
song.
can have accents and stuff.
Yeah, and just
But-
think about it. They could have a German accent.
Yeah.
And the main guy could just basically be a Nazi.
Yeah, that would be funny.
So
Actually.
this takes place in the 40s then.
No,
I guess
okay.
so.
No, this is like before that, but like he would still just have like the
accents.
accent
And the
all
way
that.
you'd stand and stuff. 'cause
yeah.
When I imagined what Misto was describing them and stuff like that, I was thinking they'd be maybe pretty thin and tall, kind of upright,
That's what I
longer
thought.
necks.
Yeah, me too.
And maybe longer ears,
And
kind of more
chin-
devious
chin.
looking, pointy chins, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
just imagine like when he first goes to the door, you just immediately hear the da 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 da
Yeah,
da.
this is coming together. But we have to think of like why would he hire them? Like they probably have to be really, really good at their job and of making toys, and they would say that probably that they know exactly what
It's like,
children want.
Guten Tag, Herr Claus.
Oh, Lord.
Air claws.
And we have to think about how the other elves would normally talk, like where they would be from. The elves, I mean.
Yeah.
The regular ones. Like, would they be conveniently from the North Pole, or would they be from somewhere else? Kind of like, remember what Willy Wonka did when he hired the Oompas?
Oh, Buzz!
when he hired them in the Johnny Depp movie, though, they were from this whole other place, and he brought them back to his factory.
Called Loompa Land.
Called Loompa Land. So now I'm trying to think of where the elves would be from.
Just thinking of his explorer outfit that he had.
I have to. I don't remember what his explorer outfit was.
It was just the Explorer outfit where they got the brown outfit and the hat and all that. It was just it was bad.
Just that.
Just
Didn't
that.
he eat a bug?
Yeah, he had to fight off 60-pound mosquitoes.
Oh God.
They're called wang doodles.
Okay.
They taste
That's
delicious though.
Oh, great. And now I'm thinking of a Junji Ito story.
Oh no. Well, you
Except it was people.
You can tell us
who
all-
were the skeeters. I mean,
you can tell us all about it later. What was it called?
I forget. You don't want to look it up though.
No, I don't.
You can just look up Junji Ito mosquito people.
I'm not looking that up.
Okay, I will.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right.
Yeah,
So,
show me the image, Quincy, once you look it up, because I am
Anyway.
having a hard time visualizing this.
Anyhow, what else are you guys thinking with the story before we move on to the crime one?
Let's see. Well, what do we see? Well, what's the philosophical conflict in this case be? So, like, getting the job done, so we're able to get the job done, versus enjoying the process
for the love of
wo-
the game.
or versus enjoying the process of getting there, so that the end process is all the better.
Something along those lines, except a little. I mean, since we're working it out, it doesn't have to be super succinct.
Yeah, because it sounds like the main thing that Santa will be dealing with is wanting to be able to get things done efficiently so
and
that
make them perfect.
And making it perfect for all the people and children of the world versus actually paying attention to the process and the people who are doing the hard work.
It sounds like Santa has OCD.
Well, I mean, you probably get a bit of that. You probably get a bit of that because it's a very big job.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is.
It's the biggest night of the year, so...
Yeah. Okay. That's a good start off point.
So on one side, you have the elves who want to be able to be obviously I wouldn't say paid attention for their work, but they want to be able to they want the work to not be
They want to feel like people.
Yes, they want to feel like people, not slaves or cogs in the machine.
They don't want to be cogs in the machine. I don't think they would feel like slaves since slaves aren't paid. You know, and they will be paid, but they want to be treated like people, and they want to be appreciated. They want Santa to actually try to remember their names,
and because
care about them.
Obviously, they know that he would care. Obviously, they know that he cares about them.
Yeah,
and it's clear that this work is really stressing him out. But they want him to not only to pay that attention with them, but also with him, and the whole reason why he started this thing in the first place. Versus the Germanic elves, the Elf King guys, who just focus on doing the work, doing it as efficiently as possible, and like, well, we're doing a much better job. Why don't we just take over?
Oh Lord. And with the Nazi elf, would he would he try to don the Santa outfit himself?
Yeah, that's what I think. So to want to take the position from Santa.
I was like,
don't worry, my friend. You will still get all the credit. I will get the job done, and everything will work out fine.
Now, first things first. I want a Santa throne.
Yeah, I was saying. Well, you'll be let out of your cell come the Christmas morning. That kind of thing.
That's awful.
What if when he says that he wants a Santa throne, he's putting on the Santa coat like Aaron Yeager did in season 4?
Oh God, should he be like? It would be interesting if he's as tall as Santa.
That's scary. And so that would make these guys a lot taller than the other elves too.
Yeah, not all of them. Like he would be the tallest elf.
Does this mean that Santa would have to fight this guy?
Yes.
Mano.
Yes. Yeah. That would be so cool.
Yeah.
Like a good old fashioned fist fight.
Or
like bare knuckle boxing.
Yeah,
or something.
that or like you could use like an axe and a sword thing and stuff like that.
Oh, maybe they could be using some of the presents.
Yeah.
Actually, like maybe like one kid would have asked for a samurai sword or something like that, and they'd be using it. It would be kind of like maybe we can make it like some of those Jackie Chan movies with some of the fighting or like the chainsaw stuff.
Yeah. I was just imagining like if someone manages to get the upper hand on the other, and then one of them reaches. Actually, it'd probably be like if Santa gets the upper hand on the Elf King, and then the Elf King reaches out and finds like a little pop gun and shoots in his eye. And shoots in his eye. And something like pop.
Or like it has like an all-eye death gun or something like that.
Yeah, but all the presents would already be wrapped. So
basically it has to be a scenario where they end up tumbling into place, and then they realize, hey, wait, there's a bunch of gifts everywhere. Just punching through the boxes and pulling out whatever's in there.
Yeah,
it's like John Wick 3. It's like John Wick 3 when they realize they're in the knife hall.
Yeah, it'd have to be like if you slam against and then like a long-looking present comes out, which is clearly a samurai sword, and then like.
Right. That'd be so great.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they're like trading the weapons and stuff and getting new ones, stuff like that.
Yeah,
that'd be really cool.
And then at least someone should use a Christmas tree as a shield at least once.
Yeah, like, ching, 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 ching. Yeah, and you can hear, and you'd be able to hear the jingle from the jingle bells. That would be great.
Yeah, and of course, I think the little elves still have to do like the karate military thing to make up for
that'd be cool.
Yeah, to make up for the fact that
styles.
Yeah, and to make up for the fact that they're smaller. You know what I mean? So they'd be still like flipping around and stuff like that, like how they could deal with the other ones.
Like Yoda.
Sure, like Yoda.
Like Yoda levels.
I was thinking like Prep and Landing and the Santa Claus we talked about, but. Yeah, sure. Maybe the lead one could do the Yoda stuff since he was made the first one who made the deal with Santa.
They know karate in the Santa Claus.
They have jetpacks.
I think be that far.
Yeah, they have jetpacks.
If I remember correctly, there's at least one guy So remember the "Were Your Worst Nightmare" thing, and was there like a scenario where there's like a guy who, because I think didn't Tim Allen Santa got like arrested?
Yeah.
For some reason, and then they had to go in and break him out. I mean, granted, since again this is like magic, I kind of assumed that they would have like portals for.
Wait, let me guess. Was it breaking and entering?
That's a good point.
I was going to say also, I thought like Santa Claus was able to get out of any of this. Like in The Nightmare Before Christmas, one thing I forgot was how the reason way he got out of the Boogie Boogie's place was that he held his nose and then he just flew out.
He levitated up through the thing. Also, Santa. Also in this movie, one thing that I like is how it answers the question as to how, since Santa goes through chimneys, houses don't have chimneys anymore. At least most of them don't. So how does he get through like normal houses? And simple, he just sort of magically squeezes his way through the exhaust pipe things that are on top of houses and apartments and that sort of thing. So why couldn't he just like T-1000 his way through bars for all we know, or Zach King,
thanks, Matt,
or something like that?
Oh God, I'm picturing it.
I should have said Zach King, but anyway,
we gotta wrap up this story so we can get into the crime one. So we have time. Okay.
I'm just imagining the look on Oogie Boogie's face when Santa managed to do that. Like maybe a bug falls out of his mouth. Like that guy.
Because like the guy with the syringe thing.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see how far we can. That was really good. I really like what we.
I can't believe we came up with that in such a short period of time. That was great.
I'm so impressed.
So in the end, they're able to beat back the Germanic elves. I don't know if they would kill them or just beat them back. I don't think they can be killed, actually.
I don't want.
Also, it could be funny if it's the kind of thing where it could be funny if it's like the kind of thing where even if you chop their head off, the head is still talking.
Oh yeah. Oh, that would be funny. Like no blood.
It's like the clown guy in One Piece.
Yeah, like him.
And plus, also however this whole fight goes would have to be just like the end trajectory of it would have to be the sled. So whoever can get there first, or keep them from getting there, or keep them from getting there.
But we'd also have to think of like what would it be, the reindeer who still fly the sled?
The reindeer naturally. The reindeer would still fly the sled, of course, because.
But the Germanic elves would probably they'd probably beat the soul out of them.
Yeah, the Germanic elves would probably plan to still keep up the image of Santa Claus. What they would matter to them is getting the job done within the North Pole.
Yeah, so they would kind of.
Oh, I can't imagine the guy in charge bringing a whip or something like that.
They try to like break the spirits of the reindeer.
I mean, the reindeer still get the job done year after year, so there wouldn't really be much harsh disciplining they would really need to do. They just need to let them know who's now in charge.
Is the whip really necessary? I never use a whip.
Yeah, I was gonna. It also could be funny if just really quickly. It could be funny if the rest of the elves, the Germanic elves, obviously they're all helping this guy, but this guy is the worst. Clearly, everyone else just
don't like him.
Yeah, everyone else just sees it as like a job opportunity, and it's like, and if they have to come a point like when they see him fighting Santa, it's like, okay, this isn't worth it.
This isn't worth it. And then they see the Yoda elves that are karateing around. Yeah, a few of them will probably try to fight, honestly.
Yeah, because it's still, because,
they're still like Nazi Germanic elves.
Yeah, and because, it's still for like the job in the North Pole would be awesome.
And they're probably all going to go to jail. So
Yeah, probably.
They're gonna go to candy cane jail.
But like we talked about before, in the end they will be able to resolve everything, and in order to get everything done on time, then the elves will help with by writing some of the other reindeer, but spending like the reindeer that they also have on reserves just in case any of the other ones any of the main ones get injured.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
And then some of the other Germanic elves that didn't want any part of this would come and apologize, and they'd also help spread the spirit of Christmas.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Okay.
And come to think of it, it would make sense that they would breed reindeer specifically for that purpose. Kind of like how many militaries around the world breed horses.
It could be interesting if it also helps them. It could be interesting if they also helps them, with keeping the land keeping the land all good and everything. I guess.
Yeah, that would make sense.
All right, what were you saying to start with the timer?
I'm setting a timer for 15 minutes so we can talk about the crime story for 15 minutes.
All right, let's do this.
We talked about the Santa one and the elves and stuff for 15. I'm really impressed with us right now. We did a really good job.
Yeah.
We're going into this now, and I'm setting my timer, starting it right now. Okay. So you can read that prompt again.
Okay, so which one do we want to do? Do you want to do a detective must solve a murder at a high society Christmas gala, or a master thief plans the ultimate Christmas Eve heist at a mega mall?
I think I think we could do the Mega Mall.
I want to do the Mega Mall, honestly.
Yeah,
Does
me
everyone
too.
agree?
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's do the Mega
go
Mall.
with the Mega Mall.
Mista?
No, yes, I agree.
Okay.
Okay,
So.
main thing we gotta think about, like, so the person who's doing the Mega Mall thing, why would they be planning to rob this Why would they planning to rob this Mega Mall?
Vengeance.
Project Mayhem.
I was gonna say like I was gonna say like Terry Benedict stuff.
Yeah.
That one-
So kind of a level of vengeance of some sort.
It's not about that. It's not entirely about that.
Okay, keep going. Just keep this up. Keep talking.
How'd you look? How'd you look?
You look good.
Thanks. Okay, so obviously we need to have a reason about doing this heist. That's the first thing or at least what they're planning to steal. So whether or not it should be let's see. Perhaps it should be something that used to belong to that person, or something like that, or maybe something that was like, you remember the Clock King from Batman?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I think the reason
I can't believe that he wasn't killed when the gears fell on him like that.
How the heck did that?
How did he survive that? He's not exactly young, and those gears look heavy.
So maybe it could be like some sort of corporate corruption kind of thing, where when he used to work for that company, and then he had like an idea or something like that, and then they completely just took the idea and maybe also fired him.
You want you want theft? I'll show you real theft. You're gonna feel it.
Yeah, exactly. But it still needs. But however, we can't just have it be like a guy who steals things, because it still needs to have, like, obviously stealing it from a bad person, but it has to be like, it still has to be something. It still has to be Christmas related. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like a sort of thing that can only like specifically happen because of Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are we thinking so far?
It has to be something to help save Christmas. And what were these other themes that we were talking about?
Well, let's put some family elements in there then, because we didn't have much of that with the elf story. You know, obviously it's like friendship and being a supportive CEO to your, and stuff like that. And being a good leader and putting those kinds of elements in there, and with the Christmas elements and stuff like that. Maybe we could put a more like kind of Christ-centered stuff like that in this story. Figure out how to do that.
Maybe he's trying to reclaim the true meaning of Christmas instead of this consumerist capitalist stuff that people in society always just revert to.
The true meaning of Christmas is being held in a briefcase like Pulp Fiction or something. In that case, except instead of being gold, you open it and it's just green and red lights flashing.
Okay, but when we think
jolly
Mega Mall,
we jolly.
That's good. That's good. So heist, right?
Heist.
Okay, so when we're thinking Mega Mall is
IKEA.
Those are huge.
Well, no, not IKEA. Those are
IKEA.
That's like furniture.
This is like multiple, like several floors, all these different shops around. It's absolutely ginormous.
Yeah,
it's like a town.
Wasn't there like that one mall? I know there's one mall in like the UK that is just. It doesn't even look like a mall. It looks like a palace or something. Let me just. I was just jump scared by this picture of the Clock King from this separate tab. A picture of the Clock King. Okay, let me check.
But you were saying something about like he was fired?
Yeah, that was just a thought of him being fired from a company after giving some sort of idea or something like that, maybe with the Mega Mall. But the question is but the main question I think is what will the person steal? What should the person be actively wanting to steal? Like for Ocean's 11, it's clear because they have to stealing a bunch of money from the casino.
$180 million, right?
Without a sweat.
Okay, let's see. Maybe we could put in a sibling element. Like maybe this would be like his brother who would seemingly steal this idea from him or something like that.
Sucks.
And let's say like it would turn out that with the brother, he was being manipulated by their father the entire time or something like that, so that they could still make up in the end somehow, because this is his brother. But so it would be them kind of fighting for their father's attention or for their father's love or something like that.
Maybe it could be the Dang it, that's a good point. I was going to suggest like it being their boss or something like that, and like whenever the one brother does well at work, then the dad, when they go back and like have dinner or something like that, it's like, yes, I always believed in you. You're doing great. And then it's like, I could do better. And then the other brother does well, like, I always believed in you. You could do great. Like, I can do better. I always. That's why. Anyway, that's why I was thinking.
I don't know.
So like,
I think a dad element might be a little better, honestly. Like the one pulling the strings. Like the one brother would have this idea, and then the dad, like he would tell the dad, and the dad would tell this other brother, and it would make it seem in this sense a really good idea, and tell him he'd give him the money to do it, or something like that.
I see.
You know, kind of pitting them against each other.
I
don't know. That's what I was thinking.
Sounds pretty diabolical.
Yeah. I just think we put that diabolical element in there.
So you're saying that the one brother...
Yeah, diabolical problems require diabolical solutions.
So you're saying like one brother would be planning to do the heist while the other brother is still working for the dad?
Yeah, you know, and they're both being kind of held captive by their dad, and like the oppositional element that he would have enforced between the two brothers, you know, that didn't even have to be there because they would like each other, you know, until this happens. You know.
So wait, would they both be playing? Actually, that would be funny if they're both playing the heist. What? How would that work?
I don't know. What do you guys think?
So I guess one thing that's supposed to be, I suppose one thing could be that if they're planning to do a heist like during the Christmas season, because that's when it makes the most money. So the heist would have to take place directly like near Christmas Day or
I wasn't thinking that they would both be doing the heist. I was thinking one brother would be planning a heist against the brother who's in charge of the mega mall, so that it's like, oh, I'll show you, you know, because this whole mega mall idea was the brother who's doing the heist in the first place. So let's say his name is Fred. Okay.
So
Fred is the one who's doing the heist, and then his brother Stan is the leader of. Like he's the one who supposedly had the idea for the mega mall in the first place, you know. When in reality, you know.
Okay, how about this? Like maybe the thing with the finale could be something like where something where obviously they have the big conflict and they realize each other's thing. What they're able to compromise they come to will be to like actually work together and stage the whole thing.
Stage a heist so that they make their dad look bad.
Yeah, make their dad look bad. And then either the brother who actually stole the stuff or the other brother or both of them would come out and be able to actually to look like the heroes.
Yeah.
To be able to, you know, save the day after their dad flounders for a little bit.
Yeah. I like that. That's
it'll be able to help
in the family element.
Yeah, it'll be able to help humble their dad too. So like if you have a thing at the end where he actually has to where he actually is able to appreciate them.
And appreciate that his sons actually matter. Like he doesn't have to combat them against each other, you know, to try and make them grow into stronger men. It doesn't all have to be competition. They can be friends, you know.
Yeah, and if he pulls any of that crap again, then who knows what they're gonna do?
Exactly.
Yeah, and it could also be funny, like if he ever finds out and they expect him to like just kill them. Since this guy's like an extreme schemer and manipulator himself, he would actually be extremely proud of them
and impressed.
Yeah, and impressed.
That's funny.
And of course they have to keep the thing. And of course they have to keep the thing going. But if there's one thing that's better than manipulating the emotions of your sons, and it's not only for them to use those tricks against you, but to also manipulate the entire world.
The whole world.
Because they probably would have put a lot of money into this mega mall, like a lot of money.
Yeah, and granted, you know, it's not exactly healthy, but it could be healthier going forward since they know not to do that kind of thing
and
ever
not
again.
To mess with them. Right? Don't mess with us.
Yeah,
that's kind of what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, basically.
Because they got sick and tired of their. Oh, what do I write down exactly?
This is this stuff you came up with the brothers and the dad and you know, coming to an agreement with the heist later on.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? This is like the Terrible 2.
It is
it is. Yeah, it is.
It's just like it, actually. That's so good. That's a good idea.
Great idea, sister.
Thanks. I'll just say it's the Terrible 2. What would it be?
Plus Christmas.
Terrible 2 plus.
And of course, and maybe like a timestamp. Maybe if this starts in like November or something like that, or October, then the timestamp would be the big Christmas sale. Let's say 10 or something days before Christmas actually happens. And in order to actually make things right with manipulating the actual image later on in the end, they would basically just save Christmas.
Yeah, something like that will happen.
And
I do like the juxtaposition with how, with the elf story, it's like Santa Claus and the Nazi elf who took over the whole operation are fist fighting with presents, like the weapons that they find in presents and stuff like that, in order to actually save Christmas for the entire world, And then we have these 2 brothers who are scheming against their dad to save Christmas, probably for the town. Or something.
Yeah, scheming against each other, and then they're both scheming against their dad, and it's save Christmas, and also save the company.
Yeah, I really like that. Like, would it be a family company or?
I feel like it would probably the family company.
Yeah, again, to put in the family element, we got to put some a good parental figure in there, so we'll have to think about the mom.
Yeah.
What would happen there.
And it could be interesting if it could have to be like maybe would it be like other siblings, like either a sibling helping the brother do the actual theft.
Theft, yeah.
Or like another one, or one helping with the business. I don't know. What do you think?
Something along those lines. Again, the family element stuff. Putting that in there. That's a funny idea also. And I think it would have to start around the time when the brother what would we name him? Fred.
Fred.
When Fred realizes what Nick has done.
So what Stan has done.
Or is it Stan?
Yeah.
Sorry. What Stan has done.
Yeah. So Fred is the thief. Stan is the business guy.
Yeah, he's the business guy. And they've got to be pretty different. I can imagine Stan. He's like the classic... Uptight business guy. And then Fred is the one who is much more of a righty. He's the one with the imagination.
Okay, hear me out. Fred is the older one, Stan is the younger one.
That works.
It's funny. It'll be funny because usually you expect the older one to be more principled and to be more uptight,
yeah.
and then the younger one to be more mischievous. So we want to be just switch.
I like that. Yeah, that works. And the dad, do you think that he would just like his second son more? Or do you think it would seem like he kind of
oscillate?
I think he'll.
Yeah.
I think it'll be he
or
would
vacillate. You mean?
Yeah, I was saying actually vacillate's probably would, but oscillate from one to the other. Who he seems to favor.
Yeah.
But most likely it would have been the kind of thing where he loved them both but he loved them both when they were growing up as kids, obviously. But then when they went into business, he started to appreciate one more than the other based on how good of a job they were doing. So he looked at them as employees, but not as his sons.
Okay.
And that will cause a problem. So he's not
caused a rift.
Yeah. So he's not like inherently abusive or like inherently a bad dad, but he's not. But it's subconscious, and it might be either as bad or worse that he's doing this unconsciously. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
And then also wait, see this. So this is how so it's just like he got to work on his boss skills too.
He's got to work on his dad skills.
Yeah, when Santa had to work on his boss skills, he had to fight the Elf King with a bunch of Christmas presents.
Yeah, but this father, he's going his family name, or not his family name, but his name is going to be humiliated. Because of what he's done to his sons for many years. Combating them against each other. This guy, he would probably have, at the core, it'd be, what do you think, is good intentions, probably based on the stuff that his own dad would have taught him with his brothers. But it's so unhealthy. And maybe he could have a kind of, he probably wouldn't be very self-aware as well.
No, definitely not.
He wouldn't realize what he's doing.
So, how often do you talk to your brothers? Well,
yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Hey, what if the dad's name is Steven or something?
Is that?
I know that sounds kind of random. I just noticed that.
Steven spelled how? P-H or V?
Well, I'm not sure. The reason why I'm pointing this out is because, the names that you have chosen are the first names of famous movie directors. So
really?
It's kind of Fred, Alfred. Hitchcock, Stanley Kubrick. So I think Steve, Steven Spielberg or Steven Soderbergh.
I was
going
just
for a heist.
I was just pulling out completely random names.
Yeah.
We'll figure out a better fitting ones later.
I just noticed that. I just noticed that completely out of nowhere, and I was wondering, do we want to sort of keep that running theme somewhere?
It's pretty funny. Yeah.
I think we could.
Someone could be named.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Somebody could be named Quentin or something.
Yeah. I kind of like that. So the different
Or Sophia,
directors
that kind
that
of
we
thing.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like maybe like their mom or their sister or something like that. Okay, what should I write down then with the premise?
Okay, well, let's see.
Two brothers.
Let's see. Two brothers working for a company owned by their father. And the father has a real issue of acknowledging one more than the other, or acknowledging one more than the other, and basically doesn't really appreciate them. And it all comes to a head when he takes the idea one says and gives it to the other, and the other one gets all the accolades.
Yeah, and he'd give it to the other brother because he'd think he'd handle it better.
Because he think he'd handle it better, yeah. Which is just really bad.
Yeah. And he's just thinking, I'm thinking for the good of the company. The good of the company.
Yeah, it might get worse.
What about the good of your son?
It might get worse if he tries to do like a tough love thing, which is completely inappropriate at the moment, by demoting the other brother so that he'll be able to learn the basis of being a good employee. And he's like, you know what?
And learning mental toughness.
Yeah.
With son, you've always been too soft. So I'm that's what
like, son, you've always been we've been too rambunctious. So I'm going to demote you, and I'll put you in this position for a little while to be able to teach you the basis.
Learn your lesson.
To be able to learn your lesson and teach you the basis of being an honest worker, your brother.
I got something worse.
It's all for the best.
Yeah, I got something worse. Like he's gonna be demoted to a lower spot, working for his brother.
Jeez, that is so.
So
bad.
you're talking about pitting them against each other. So not only would it be like you have to learn how to do this sort of thing like your brother, you've grown up assuming that you are equals, but you really aren't.
So that's clearly the kind of thing with. Do you realize what you're doing here?
Yeah, exactly.
Sickening.
Yeah. I deserve another promotion. I deserve a raise for this.
I am such a good dad.
That's sickening.
That is really bad.
Yeah, I would want to rob someone who does that.
I'm gonna write all this down like as soon as we're done. Okay?
And it's just kind of like a lack of self-awareness bullcrap that it sounds like someone might actually do.
Yeah,
it really does sound like someone would actually do that. So in order for him to learn his lesson, like how would he not hate you and his brother?
Yeah, why don't you just hit me with a chair or a crowbar after kneeing me in the crotch and leaving me to just fall on my knees?
Just physically abuse me or something. At least I'll be able to skip work and go to the hospital.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and so as far as what the actual theft is going to consist of, it's going to consist of the Christmas sales of the mall.
Okay,
right?
Christmas sales.
The Christmas sales of the mall, and the plan will be to do it sometime either before it be maybe on Christmas Eve or something like that.
Yeah, dang. Should it be Christmas Eve? Because that's when most people like rush out to get Christmas presents. Okay. The last of those things. It'd probably be. Would it be
maybe the
during
20th?
The last? Let's say
the winter solstice.
3 days before Christmas.
Okay.
Maybe it could be something like that, or maybe just 2. What do you think? What would
just 3 days, I think, is best.
Okay. That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Can we slip in like a bit of a Christmas love story in there?
Sure.
Somehow.
Yeah. I was going to ask like what you got to think about who else in the crew maybe.
Sorry, I just had a good idea of who like partially with the love story could be. Maybe it could be like the head security lady of the mall. Like that would be the one that maybe we could make. We said Fred, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's the guy who's gonna pull the heist?
Uh-huh.
Maybe that could be the one he ends up falling for.
That complicates things.
It does complicate things.
So what? If she was the one leading his arrest, he'd be okay with it?
No,
he's still getting arrested.
He's still getting arrested, but maybe he could have liked her even before the heist.
Yeah, he always hit on her when they was going into the place.
Yeah, exactly.
That kind of thing. And then of course he has to work. And then of course doing this heist, and if there have to be obviously he's the one who's doing this, but it would have to be another person who would just be when he's having second thoughts, I don't know, man, this is my brother and my dad. He was like, no, when you came to me, you said that we were going to be pulling this heist and that we were going to do it well. I knew this would come. This happens with every single person.
Yes.
And now this is what we're going to do. We're going to come across and we're going to figure out all the plans. We're going to figure it out, and we're going to pull off this heist like no one has ever done before. And we're going to look like ballers.
Okay, so that guy has experience.
Yes, the
Sounds
person with experience, someone he had to have known before from being rambunctious.
Yeah, definitely. And it could be interesting with that guy if his heist has never worked out before. Like this is the one time, his last chance to do a really great heist.
Yeah.
You know, like they've never worked before.
Yeah, so like
somehow he's been able to get away.
So like his heists have either never worked, they've come close to working, but something went wrong, or he's actually able to steal the thing, but he gets arrested a day later.
Right. Yeah. So it was never like it was never worth it. He never really felt the satisfaction, you know.
And he's always changing.
He so badly wants to feel it.
He's always changing his identity and doing these things in different countries. So thankfully, he hasn't been caught permanently.
Yeah.
He's also able to always escape somehow.
Yeah. Okay. And we have to think about how many other members he would have, and what are the main things that they would be gunning for with the sale itself. Like, it would probably be with the technology, with the jewelry and stuff like that.
Depends on what it depends on what he would value.
Yeah, what he would value. We'd have to think about that as well. But the timer rang 4-5 minutes ago.
Okay, one more thing.
Okay.
What should the philosophical conflict with this thing be?
It has something to do with connection by the sound of it, because given the fact that what his dad is doing is dividing up him and his brother.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
going at it on your own versus working as a group, I guess.
Mister, what do you think?
I was gonna say financial connection versus personal connection.
Yeah, I kind of like that financial.
So would it be financial or pragmatic? I feel like
financial connection.
Rather than just it being financial, it seems like how useful is this person to have on my side or with me on my team doing this? So for example, this could also be seen for the guy we were just talking about, the person who's experienced with robbing.
Yeah.
So obviously he wants to be able to get it right, and he's teaming up with Fred because of and hey Matt, what's another director?
Martin Scorsese.
Yeah,
Francis Ford Coppola.
I like more. I'll just say Marty. Yeah, Scorsese.
Yeah, we'll say Francis for later. So Marty. So Marty the thief. So Marty would be teaming up with Fred due to the fact that he wants to do the heist, and he doesn't want Fred to get in the way at first. But of course, he gets the spirit of Christmas, and that'll most likely come later.
Yeah, and yeah.
I imagine
he realizes he wants to propose to his girlfriend and live a better life.
Yeah,
or whatever.
And I imagine that he would. I imagine then, of course, you also have Fred doing the same thing with Marty. But I also imagine him basically trying to levy the personal relationships he has too. So the head security guard.
Who were you talking about before? Were you talking about the guy?
I was talking about Marty teaming up with Fred.
Okay, you're talking about Marty before.
Yeah.
Realizing. Okay, go on.
And then of course you have the same thing with Fred having a crush on the security guard, which is actually honest with emotions and all that, which would definitely be complicating the whole actual heist.
Yeah.
And there would have to be at least some kind of subplot of Stan just being wanting to actually connect with his brother.
Yeah.
And making feeling real bad about the whole thing, and Fred feeling a combination of spite and feeling bad that he's gonna rob him.
Yeah.
But he's still gonna do it. But
yeah.
But it's all that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
we don't want to just pull the whole miscommunication trope.
No.
We don't want to do that. So the brothers have got to talk, but their dad would have been he would have embedded his ideology into their minds that it would end up with Stan just kind of quoting their father, and then Fred's just, look at you, sound just like him.
Yeah, it's
you see what he's doing?
It's oh my god.
Oh my god, you realize what you're saying. You don't even sound like yourself.
You're saying what he's saying.
Yeah.
Not picturing he's you're saying, and points out a picture of the dad on the wall. What he's saying.
I guess thematically too, you could do something wherein if the portrait, if there's a picture of him on the wall, or if a portrait, or a picture of him with a giant check shaking someone's hand, if it's him, that one in the middle, and then the two brothers on either side, so it looks like it's a literal wall that's keeping the two of them apart from each other and unable to connect in that regard.
That is good.
Also symmetry.
That's why it's so important. The person that is your parent, this person is going to kind of dictate the obviously this person's going to dictate the person that you end up becoming, you know, but you'll come to an age where you can start kind of writing your own story. But with some people, they're just so stuck into what their parent wants them to become that they can't really imagine doing anything else. Whereas, you know, the younger sibling, that's how he would feel. And the older one, he would want to, you know, do other things, you know, explore other possibilities, you know, for them to live their own lives.
And another reason why the younger one follows the dad is because he's seen how Fred, the older one, has basically messed up. So he doesn't want to be like his older brother.
And Fred would probably act like he doesn't care, but he actually cares a lot.
Yeah,
you know?
So he's one of those.
Yeah.
How old do you think these guys should be anyway? Maybe like late 20s or early 30s?
I was thinking in their 20s, honestly. Yeah. So, like, the younger one might be in his more mid-20s, like 24, 25 maybe. And then the older one would be like 28.
Yeah.
Kind of more close in age.
All right, so I guess, what was it to the philosophical conflict? Was it pragmatic connections versus personal connections?
What was it that you said, Mr.?
He said financial, but...
I feel like it's more about pragmatism.
Yeah,
yes, I agree with that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so based on that, I think that's what it is.
Okay.
What was it? It was something financial connections versus something else. Personal. So, see, pragmatic connections or say personal connections versus pragmatic connections.
Yeah.
Or should say personal relationships versus pragmatic relationships.
I'll say relationships. That
sounds better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, relationships. Yeah, so we got to stop it here.
Okay.
But this has been a really good podcast.
I honestly can't believe we were able to come up with two Christmas stories.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
I was like really nervous if whether or not we'd be able to do it, but I can't believe we actually did it.
That was excellent.
That was a lot of fun.
Hey, wait, Mac, when you going to read the Roger Ebert thing for Christmas with the Cranks? Or did you want to do that later?
I think I'll do that later.
Yeah.
I recommend people check it out because it's really funny.
Okay.
And it's very well written because Roger Ebert.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, this was fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
So is that it?
Yeah, I think that's it.
I think it's it. So we got some Christmas movies to catch up on, and I guess we've got another couple of other stories to brainstorm about.
Yeah. And also, who wants to say the subscribing thing? Who wants to say it?
Oh yeah,
and like and comment.
I can take care of that.
And ask them something about like what they could comment.
All right, like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that stuff. If you have a favorite Christmas movie or a Christmas story that you've made, or just something, or like a Christmas movie that you watch every year religiously, or if you like the same Christmas movies we watch, whatever, man, share it. Well, it'll be great.
Yep. Please share it, and also share this video.
Yeah.
Yes.
As well. And remember you said like, subscribe.
Yeah.
And to follow us on all of our streaming platforms, which include, YouTube, of course, Spotify, Apple Music, and anywhere else where you listen to podcasts.
Yep.
So thank you so much for listening. This has been really, really, really fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, everyone have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, people.
All right. Yeah.
God bless
Merry
you all.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Farewell.
And that's a wrap on our Christmas movie brainstorm. 2 very different stories, 1 very festive mess, and honestly, we watched the heck out of both of them. Before we wrap up, we've got to shout out a couple of honorable mentions from our favorite Christmas movies list: The Preacher's Wife and It's a Wonderful Life. We've been watching The Preacher's Wife for many years. It stars Courtney B. Vance, Denzel Washington, and the late and great Whitney Houston. It's such a charming film. We highly recommend it. All the actors are stellar. Just cut the child actors some slack, will ya? In the spirit of Christmas, thanks. We literally just watched It's a Wonderful Life yesterday, which was December 23rd by the time this is posted. And holy cow, we need to watch more older movies. It's the perfect family film, even 80 years later, and it'll most definitely be a rewatch every year from now on. Please. Just watch it. Thanks. Next week, we're covering the Apothecary Diaries, so subscribe and follow so you don't miss it. Also, like this episode, and if you have any favorite Christmas movies you think we should watch so we can cover it next year's holiday episode, let us know down below. Thanks for spending part of your Christmas with us. We hope your day is full of good food, good people, and at least one great Christmas movie. Maybe one of the ones we covered in this podcast. I don't know. Merry Christmas. God bless us, you, and everyone. And we'll see you next time.